Okay, family, I think some people are going to check in now. We got cut down, it's okay. Check back on in. We're just kicked onto another platform. Hey everyone, check back on in this platform. They deleted the whole show. They just totally deleted it. This is very interesting, but it isn't something uncommon. So check back in. Don't worry. Can't stop, won't stop. We will continue our show regardless. Okay. And you know what? I think, why not have Lance come in? I've not spoken to Lance before. Let me see if Lance is. Let's bring in Lance. Why not? Okay. I'm back. Check back on in. It's saying no one's coming in the room. It's so interesting because even on the feed, it's saying that they're okay. Now it's saying people are checking in. Check back on in. I'm playing music on the other platform. It shut down the other show. I don't even know if the other show will be there. It doesn't matter. Checking can't stop, won't stop, right, Jennifer? We've been here, done that, right, Maitreya? This is what we do. We're shapeshifters. We'll shapeshift ourselves to another platform, and we'll be okay. I'm going to see if I bring Lance on. I think Renata, there was a miscommunication, and I'm not sure if Renata's here. So check on in. We're going to still have our discussion. I might go to phone calls initially right away. Okay? Okay. Check on in. Good. So, family, it looks like we had a couple of things going on. The other show was totally deleted. I don't even know. I saw the feed just going through. It's whatever. We shifted onto another platform. Renata was supposed to come on. I don't think she's going to be able to come on. I do have Lance on. So I would like, I see Lance is probably waiting for her to come on. Let's see how that goes. But what I'm going to do is far as taking phone calls first. We talked a little bit. Remember, this will be open mic, so we'll treat it as an open mic. We're prepared for everything, This is an open mic conversation tonight. I'd like to get into some conversation anyway while we're waiting for our guests. You can call in. The number is 515-605-9881. This is an open mic, so you actually get a chance to call in early tonight while we're waiting for our guests. Let's go into blog talk. Oh, quite a few of you are in here. So make sure if you have a question or a comment, you push the number one. Push the number one that I know that you have a question or comment. I'm going to bring. They can't stop this ship, right? They can't stop. Our ship is fine, and we're multifaceted. So I have people calling already. If you're calling in 515-605-9881, that's from one timeline, and when we have a whole nother call-in number, which is 646-787-8311. If you have a comment or a question. So this time you get a chance to call in and come, and maybe sometimes things happen for a reason, which I always know is all relative. So I'm going to take our first caller. Our first caller is 580-0411. You're on the line with Flurbo and Peace Family.
Peace, how you doing, Fleur?
I'm doing well, love. How are you?
This is Kiki.
Hey.
I'm doing well.
Yeah, we're having an interesting show already tonight. I want some ETs to call in at this point. Let's bring it on.
Right?
Be really interesting.
We definitely have some interesting energies.
Yeah.
Of late.
Absolutely.
Lots of downloads. I noticed that I had seen that you. Did you get to watch the whole series of OA?
I watched the first series of OA. I did a binge watching until like 4 in the morning. I'm surprised I'm still walking. I did a binge watching of OA last night, just the first season. But the second one is what everyone was telling me to watch. But a lot of you said don't watch it until you see the whole first season, so I binge watched it. So I'm going to watch the second season all weekend long.
Good. There's several layers to that, and it'll be interesting to. I've been doing some research into a lot of different platforms that have been discussing BOA.
Yeah.
And I'm about halfway into that, and of course I'm compiling a list.
Are you taking notes?
You're
taking tons of notes?
Oh, yes. Some very diligent notes. Whenever you go in and you do any type of research like that, you have to use your discernment in which ones are just, we use and speculation in comparison to what you personally are receiving or being gifted from the information that is being outsourced.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of people that are talking about this particular series, which I find very, very interesting.
And it's also it's very
and
interesting.
They're on.
Yeah. I found it interesting that it's going on the lines of timeline jumping and the absolute acknowledgement that we live in a multiverse with different versions and different forks in the road that kind of permeate into other worlds that we coexist in on all layers of the multiverse.
Exactly, and it's not just on the multi-dimensional level. There's other information that is being outsourced within the show itself.
Yeah.
There's everything in there from soul ties to the twin flame dynamic to the Cosmic records to being gifted downloads. There, our galactic guides. There's a lot. There's a lot of layers to that. And so, I would just like to say to anyone that is watching the series or talking about it to use their discernment on what is meant for them and not to necessarily take in what others' perceptions are, because those are the gifts that were meant for them, not for, because everybody receives or is gifted something different.
Yeah, hold on. Hold
just
on.
Because somebody says.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Candy. I'm noticing that everyone's saying that the other show is on. This is what's crazy. The other show doesn't exist. So if someone can come on, if you guys can go on, can anyone go on the other platform and tell them that that show is no longer on? That the chat, I know the chat is still there, so I noticed that everybody is over on the other. There's a show going on, and listen, there's a clone. There's AI is running the other show. Tell them that the AI has hijacked the other show. You did? Thank you, Joshua. Tell them the AI has hijacked the other show, and they're running it from another platform. That isn't Flurbrun anymore. That is Flurbrun 2.3 or 2.5, or there's another person running that whole platform. It isn't Flurbrun. They took it. The AI has basically taken it out of my hands. I don't even have access to that show. It's not even on my computer. I can't even access it. So the AI has hijacked the other platform. Tell them if they hear Flurbrun talking on that platform, it isn't me. Yeah, the AI is cloned. They got Flurbrun 2.3 running the other platform. Tell them to get out of there. It's a setup. When people tell me I'm paranoid, I have to direct them to shows like this. Because I couldn't make this up. I couldn't. Everybody's on another show that I'm not even on anymore. Okay. Oh, we got Renette on the show. See, this is why they probably did it. Okay, so we have... Okay, perfect. We have Renetta coming on the show. Okay, we have Renetta. We finally got Renetta. Tell everyone to come on. Oh my goodness. Get him. This is so funny. Yeah, Renetta's coming on. Okay, so we have Lance went and got Renetta. Listen, you can't make this up, and I think they purposefully did this so that you would not hear from her. And I even see people dropping out. So I think everyone's going on. Renetta's coming back on. Hopefully everyone will come to the show eventually. It went blank and buffering. Okay, and there's no one left. Hopefully everybody will come in here. Okay, they're on. Okay, so we got Renetta coming on. All right, so listen, family. Like I said, the AI has hijacked the other platform. I don't know who's on there. It isn't me, so if anybody's on there. Oh, it's very
that could be a way for Galactic to secure the channel.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting because when it kicks me off, and this is why I say whenever we have a pinnacle topic of discussion, they'll do something like that. Now, this is the first time they actually threw me off my own show, but kept the whole feed going. That's why I say it's AI-based. Okay, so we do have Renetta and Lance on the phone. Okay, perfect. Family, check on in. We have our family on here. And like I said, we have a wonderful guest. And Lance, I do apologize. Let's bring them on and talk to Lance and Renetta. Okay? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Peace, Lance and Renetta. Hello, peace,
yes,
family.
hi, I'm here.
Hi, how are you? Peace, I hear Renetta.
Yeah, there's a little bit of wind on my side.
That's okay. I do apologize.
Hello?
I can hear you. This is Flurboon. How are you?
I'm great. I found your channel.
I thought I was talking to you. I was talking to Lance. I do apologize.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I know your work.
I do apologize. It was miscommunication, but I think it's still wonderful. Everything is all relative. I'm grateful for you to join us, and many people are coming in to check in. I found that your work and your intel is phenomenal. And I knew from the time that I heard a lot of your information that I would like to have you, because you're in sync with a lot of the information that we speak about daily. I think I can hear her. It's a little.
Right. You know, you gotta excuse the wind because I just literally saw the messages and I immediately called land and I was like, okay, what's going on? So you gotta excuse the wind. I'm in a big city, so there's gonna be noise, background noise, and wind. But I said, you know what? Anything for land.
That's
what's
okay.
going on?
I so appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. And as I was introducing you before, I found you, especially one of your videos was one that I found was very interesting when you talked about the intergalactic slavery that's going on with a host of people, you melanated people, going off-world. So I think it's amazing that you actually had this discussion. This is something that I discuss daily in the interaction with the galactics that we speak about on this platform as people of color. But it's interesting that you brought it to another level of intel. Can you kind of expound upon that? Renetta, can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself? I know you're also an island girl. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Give us a little bit of a background, please?
Yeah, that's fine. You know, I was born in the island of Trinidad and Tobago.
Woo!
I moved to the United States when I was 14.
Yes.
And the moment I touched place from the United States, I can honestly tell you, the dark entities, I mean, were after me. It's like they knew I was coming.
Yes.
So, you know, I am the inventor of the iPod and the Kindle, and no, I'm not joking. I know I'm not insane. I know I'm not making it up. I know I'm not delusional. It is a black woman who invented the iPod, the Kindle, and iPad. Okay?
I totally believe you.
My story because of my interest.
Wait, you're coming in and out a little bit. Hold on. I can hear you. You're just a little intermittent.
It's breaking up?
Now you're good. I can hear you clearly now.
No, we're good on my side. Yeah, we're good on my side.
Yes, because I just see good.
Yes, I mean, we have to say we're in there because we're outside.
Yeah, I'm going to walk on a left side traffic street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, I'm the, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearer.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay, great. Yes, so I am the inventor Anyone who wants to know my story, they can go look up my name, look up my interviews where I break down how it was invented, why they were invented, who it was originally invented for, when it was invented, and what happened. And that journey led me to discover that this world is not what people think it is. Not only that, I'm implanted in my body on my left pelvic area. I know this is not a conspiracy. I actually have 8 scatter scans to support this. I have the medical results to support this, MRI, CT scans. You can actually see the little square CPU in my pelvic area.
Okay.
So I am an implantee. Okay.
Yes.
So that you can also look at that because I did videos on it with the report and with the MRI, detailing what these devices are that are inside of the body.
Absolutely.
Inside of it as well.
We're aware of that, and also from my platform, we're aware of the contactees and also people of observation. So we're aware of people who are chipped or have basically ET LoJacks or governmental LoJacks on them. So you're an implantee.
Yes, I am. Implantees, there are 2 types of implantees. There are implantees who have medical implants. I just 3 of them. One is medical implants. The second is military implants.
Yes.
And the third is extraterrestrial implants.
Yes.
Okay? So it's important for people to understand there's a distinction. The implantees for biomedical research, they're called Y bands or W bands. It is wireless body area network. And the military and robotics implants. Okay? So medical implants or robotic implants is literally to create a cyborg human.
Yes.
Okay? Cyborgization. This is real.
Absolutely.
And the extraterrestrial implants, which are part of the deep military. Okay, these are black budgets. These are the entities who work high up in the military. And at this stage in the game, people need to understand that whenever you hear about things like overthrowing of government, you need to know that it's literally an extraterrestrial invasion. They are overthrowing human government at this moment. Whenever you hear any invasion where they're overthrowing a government, it's to replace the human government with an extraterrestrial government. It is not just, overthrowing a government because they don't like democracy. No, it is literally, look at Libya, look at Syria, look at Iraq, look at what they want to do to Venezuela,
Absolutely.
look at what they want to do to Iran. It is not overthrowing human to human. It is human to non-human that looks human.
So we have
Okay, so
sets
this
of
is how far in the game we are.
Yeah, so we have different sects of ET groups taking
Sorry.
over different governmental entities and cloaking themselves as humans when they're really not, when they're extraterrestrials or interdimensional.
Right. What's in Libya at the moment is not human. This is why you see there's a massive underground slavery. Well, it's not underground anymore. It's above ground and underground. And part of the underground slavery is that galactic slave trade.
Yes.
This is why I told Africans, because Africans have been in the dark about much of what has been going on the planet. And I told them, stay out of Libya. There is a reason why they're organ harvesting them in Libya, and there's another reason why they're keeping millions of them in slavery in Libya, and that is to support the intergalactic slave trade.
Wow. So you're saying that...
Okay? So it's important. Yes.
So you're saying Libya, all that we're seeing the propaganda talking about slavery is a lot more than just intercontinental slavery. It's intergalactic slavery, where they're taking beings off-world to other planets and harvesting their organs. And
Absolutely.
And because Libyans come from a precure bloodline, it may make them more susceptible to that type of infiltration?
Absolutely. But look at who they're enslaving in Libya. They're not enslaving Libyans. They're enslaving sub-Saharan Africans.
Yes, they are.
They're after specific bloodlines. They're after specific genetics. And this is why I tell black people, slavery was an MK Ultra program. The
I agree.
400 years of slavery was not just slavery to oppress the ancestors. It was to make alien and human DNA. This is why there was a lot of race that occurred during
Hybriding.
slavery. The second sorry.
Let me repeat it because they can't hear you fully, so I'm going to repeat what you said so they can hear you. She was saying that the reason slavery in itself is an MK Ultra program. It wasn't what people thought it was. She's saying that it was created to create a hybrid race of human and ETs. So they were mixing, am I correct? They were mixing the two breeds of beings together. Yes. And that's why they created the slave trade. It wasn't what you thought. It was a hybrid program. Okay, go ahead, Renee. I'm sorry.
It was a hybridization. Absolutely, it was a hybridization program, okay?
Yes.
What came out of Europe that went into Africa was not human. This is why when you look back at what they did, you ask yourself, how could these people be so goddamn evil? And some just say, oh, they're Luciferians. But when you get to a certain stage of Satanism and a certain stage of Luciferianism, you literally have to transform from a human to a non-human, and you can't go back. And this is what hit the African continent, and this is what had introduced that transatlantic chattel slavery to the West.
Wow. So she's saying that in Europe at the time, in order to be, it's not what we think with the Luciferian or the Satanic sect. She's saying that in order to be a part of these types of groups, you had to transform or shift yourself from a human to non-human. So you had to lose your humanity and basically sell your own lineage out and become a full-blown interterrestrial or extraterrestrial. This is what you're saying, Renetta.
Yes, extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial. Okay, so she's saying extraterrestrial.
Because the inner terrestrials will just cannibalize the body or liquefy the body. The extraterrestrials need the human shell.
The extraterrestrial need our shell.
They cannot reproduce. Right. They cannot reproduce unless it's with a human. They can only clone. But if you get a fertile human female or a fertile human male, then you can have a hybrid come through.
Wow, this is interesting. So how did you come upon this? Because I know you've been part of being a contactee. I'm a contactee myself, but part of also being someone who's been targeted and chipped, basically low-jacked by extraterrestrials. Do you feel like they give you intel, or you're aware of the other realms of existence because you have this connection to beings that have kind of like attached themselves to you, probably based on your lineage? Why do you feel connected, or how do you know? Yes.
Here's what I'll say. Even when I was a kid, I had ESP, and that's something that they look for. I personally believe they knew I was incarnated, meaning they knew I was coming out of my mother's womb. Yes. Okay? I was raised with an aunt who was a Satanist Luciferian for 7 years, okay? And I believe she was MK ultraing me to become a Stepford wife. Now, what I will say is that I had no understanding of any of this until I kept encountering them. But I didn't know at the time what I kept encountering.
Yeah.
And when I say encountering them, for example, I had a boyfriend, I won't say his name because his family is extremely powerful. I had a boyfriend who was German, of all things, and I won't say his name, but his family is very powerful and very high up in the German government and high up in the in the UN. So I won't say names. But I remember, when I was dating him, I remember one time we got into an argument, and he was normally like 6'2". And within a split second, when he got pissed, I literally saw him go from 6'2" to almost 7 feet tall.
Yes.
Fill out his shirt.
Yes, that's part of the shifting.
Okay.
You saw him shift.
Fill out. Yeah. And I stood there like, what the hell? And it was literally in a split second. I think I was on like the 14th floor or something. I said, oh my God, you're going to fucking throw me out the window.
Wow.
And I was like, no, I'm joking. And he literally like head, like he came back to reality. He gave me this look of death, walked out the door, slammed the door, and I didn't see him for 2 months. So I was like, okay. Then I had another time where I was with a friend of mine. I really set me up because, again, I didn't know about this. I was hanging out with a friend of mine whose boyfriend, I'm not going to say any names, was